So Sophie, what are you doing right now?
So I am currently creating the portrait onto the piece. So
this was my piece, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I'm
to begin with.
the distortion to it because collaboration to us means that we are working on each other's pieces, and it'll bring another dimension to our work.
Yeah, because it stops it being just an individual piece by me then, doesn't it? It brings you into it as well. And so are you looking at anything that's on the wall right now, or are you just doing this from your head?
Imagination. I feel imagination's more natural. Definitely,
and it's quite effective as well, because it's what's come from in your head. It's not something you've looked at, whereas that's the opposite of what we've just done.
It's have the contrast of fact and fantasy.
Definitely, we've got the facts behind.
Fiction and non-fiction.
Definitely, I mean, we started out by using physical facts, information, articles, journals, whereas now it's the contrast of using your imagination and drawing from your mind rather than from what you're being told.
And people could also say this sort of colour kind of, you can't help but find blue as a colour associated with conservatism, with NHS.
Definitely.
There's a lot of hospital who uses blues and greens. So
there's a lot of associations.
Which is currently something that I think about whilst I'm creating this, so it is there.
Yeah.
It's important to be expressive in my marks, because when I do stuff, I like to be direct. So I like to try a direct approach. So now I'm currently going to do swirls. So I was thinking, taking both the lids off.
Yeah.
And doing the swirls like this.
Ooh, that's a very interesting approach. And why do you think that might be effective?
I think it'd be interesting because you're motioning into the same time.
It feels quite unnatural as well, doesn't it?
This idea of things being out of control, the whole spiral thing, is a constant reminder of things being out of control, and things are out of control. You could be fine and see your friends 1 minute during this crazy times, and then the next minute you're in lockdown, or the next minute you have to self-isolate. So you're constantly out of control. So
and it's like the contrast.
Of control, because the way you're holding the pens, and the way you're controlling the marks.
And it's interesting because you've used a blue and a yellow, and they are two contrasting colours. So maybe that can represent the two emotions that you're feeling. You're feeling the happiness,
but I feel it's also
and the worry.
As well because of the governments that I've seen constantly dominating the media. We're seeing a lot from the English
conflicting information as well.
The English government that we're currently looking at, obviously to do with, there's a lot of talk with Boris Johnson and other people in his Conservative Party, and you've also got a lot of talk from the SNP. So you've got a lot of talk from Nicola Sturgeon as well. So I think there's that conscious decision as well that they're constantly in the media. But why? Why are we seeing lots of blue, lots of yellow? Why are they dominating? Why aren't we getting to see more of the other parties? That's the question as well. That's
interesting, yeah.
We do hear mentions, but why?
Yeah.
There's that constant interest of why are
their voices being heard but other people's aren't?
Yeah, it's interesting. Is it a conscious thing, or is it something that
just happens?
It's interesting. Is there a reason we're not hearing from other political parties, or is there? It's interesting.
Definitely.
And if we heard from other parties what they had to say, would we alter how we feel towards them? Because if you're not hearing everything, how can you gather an opinion about something?
Definitely, yeah, agreed.
So I'm next going to use the red and the green because we've also had a lot of things to do with the Labour Party that's been mentioned now and then, but we have also had a lot of mention about the environment. So whilst all this pandemic's been happening, we've obviously noticed that we've decided to take more care in the planet, because when we've taken time off, we began to recognise and realise how important nature is.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to add these to the swirls.
Nice, yeah. But what I would say is quite interesting is, obviously because you used the blue and the yellow, I've noticed they have combined together and started to create a green.
Yeah, they have.
So you've already got green on there, which is cool because you're adding more green, but this time you're consciously choosing the green. And again, it's kind of the red of the alert and the danger and the urgency of it. Oh, it's looking very nice.
Thank you. And if, as you can see, this is going so out of control. You can barely see some of the headlines around these sort of areas.
The text is starting to get lost.
You can kind of see it starting to fade out a bit because of all this being brought to attention. So,
yeah.
Which is important because we are trying to capture how everyone is feeling, how everyone is thinking, how we're feeling, and try and encapsulate that within this piece. Because it's really important that we are recognising how we're feeling about what's going on right now, and also how we're perceiving these headlines. I mean, I wouldn't probably be the only one to say that some of these headlines are so confusing because you can hear contradictions. One day it's this, one day it's that, one day it's this, one day it's that.
That's it, yeah, definitely.
Do I believe this? Do I believe that? Or do I believe neither? Do I believe all of them? It's interesting.
It's questioning what you've been told, isn't it?
There's these constant developments that are happening in place. So this constant spiral outwards is to sort of show what is going on. The longer amount of time we're in there, the harder it is to distinguish what's going on.
Yes. Absolutely, yeah.
So, that's all I have to say.